Welcome back. All right, so some news of the day before tonight's action gets started. 12 games tonight in the NHL and all that. And Antti Raanta leads things off. He has been waived by the Carolina Hurricanes. He has had a really rough season. He's on a one-year contract, so they just brought him back for the 1 year at $1.5 million. His save percentage, 854. And I know there's going to be people saying, oh, he should be claimed by. I don't think he's going to be. Raanta's had a rough time of it, and I'm wearing Charlotte. I know that Carolina doesn't officially have a place to send a guy down to, so I might as well wear the Charlotte jersey. I've never worn this before. So yeah, 854 save percentage for Raanta in the NHL. I do think he clears. We'll see. We'll know at 11 a.m. tomorrow, but yeah, it's a tough go of it because for Carolina, now they're going to get creative. Rumor that they're going to bring up somebody from the minors. At any rate, we'll see what officially happens once this move's gone through. There's talk about who might be coming in, but yeah, Kochetkov is right now the starter for Carolina. Of course, we don't know when Freddie Anderson's returning, if he's going to return this season. That's still up in the air. So Carolina, a team that was seen before the season started as a Stanley Cup contender, and their goaltending situation is kind of all over the place. Also, another goaltending situation to keep an eye on tonight, Scott Wedgwood. He can allow 14 goals, and I don't think they're going to take him out because the emergency backup goaltender's the backup. So Ottinger got hurt last night, and you could tell by the way that he just left, like that it was not something minor, that it was, yeah, that's done. So it's probably going to be a while before we see Ottinger in the net again for Dallas. That means that we'll have the emergency backup for Dallas against the St. Louis Blues for cap reasons. They don't have the cap space to bring up a player. We see this with a lot of teams where normally you just bring somebody up from the AHL, but because of the salary cap being as it is, it's not an option at the time. Sometimes it's a couple of days later. You can put somebody on IR and then mess around with the money and then bring somebody up. But yeah, so Dallas for Wedgwood, he's kind of on his own tonight against the Blues. Raquel is eligible to return tonight against the Leafs, but he's not quite ready. So he's close, but he's not seen as quite ready, so he will not be in the lineup for them tonight. And the Leafs lineup, kind of all over the place. So Liljegren returns. Matthews reportedly ill, may not play. It sounds like he probably doesn't. Brody is ill as well, and they've called up Pontus Holmberg. So there's definitely been a flu bug going around the room in Toronto. They're not the only team dealing with it, but if they're without TJ Brody and Austin Matthews, those are two pretty major losses, even though having Liljegren come back is good news for Toronto at this stage. Colorado also just letting us know on the formerly known as Twitter that Cale Makar is out tonight. He's not going to play. So, yeah, for Cale Makar, he does miss games here and there. I think the style of hockey Makar plays, you're always going to be hoping he doesn't get hurt, but you know that the way he plays, he's going to get hurt. So many tough minutes and a physical game as well. He doesn't shy away from anything in the corners. I think, he's going to be a player that we're seeing on the injured list at least once a season. It's just the way he plays. Speaking of which, you've got Tanev on the injured list for Calgary as well as Markstrom. They were at practice today, but they are not ready to return. So for Calgary, they're going to have to go without, which means Wolf and Vladar is your tandem, and the defense trying to hold things together while Tanev's on the shelf for now. Phil Kessel news. It sounds like maybe he's, decided that the NHL dream at this stage isn't happening. And so he's looking at playing some games in the Swiss League. And if you're going to show NHL teams that you can still play and you can still going over and playing in Europe can be a good way to go about it. You're staying in game shape, obviously. You're playing. You get a chance to get potentially some goals, some points, and again, attract some interest from NHL teams. As injuries continue to mount during the season, a guy like Phil Kessel could be really good for a team to pick up at around the trade deadline and see what he can still do. So all the best to Phil the Thrill. Hopefully an NHL team at some point picks him up and he gets a chance to get some more points at the National Hockey League level, because it's always fun to see Phil, and he's one guy that we talk a lot about interviews, and how some guys are boring in interviews. Phil's not, so there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you've not done so already. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.